And unfortunately, I got in a lot of trouble. But my wife had to find my iPhone and it showed that I was in Bondi Beach. So she started to fear for the worst. And they didn't know anything. But in that time, in that point in your life, it's fight or flight. And, you know, I chose to go in there and help those people. I'm okay. A bit of a strange set of circumstances, as you can imagine. But yeah, I'm okay. We were in a beach next door in a lovely little bay called Dixon Bay. And I saw a car come around the corner. The door was halfway open. The person clearly just got it in it and basically said to us, there's a shootout in Bondi. You need to go. I had my family and friends right in front of me, and I obviously put them straight back into the Airbnb that we're in now. Straight away, I sort of kicked into a different gear. The adrenaline was kicked in. I'm unsure if the gunshots were still going on. But from looking at it afterwards, I think we got to the scene about 12 minutes after the shooting had stopped. And, there was just people, running, their flip-flops, silly things like the shoes were everywhere. There was thousands of shoes, kids, bicycles, just people's handbags. People just dropped everything on the run out. At that point, we obviously went to the life station. There's a main one in the centre of Bondi Beach, which we only had the keys for. The young guy who was with me was really good, really brave, quite a young lifeguard. So we gathered all the stretchers. They needed stretchers, they needed medical equipment. And at that point we sprinted, 600-700 meters down the beach to, what was, effectively a war zone. So the first thing I did is I picked the first person I could see, the first person who looked savable. I think the other lifeguard went to somebody else who was a bit worse. It was a young lady, I won't name names, but she'd been shot through the pelvis and the bum. She was okay. She was bleeding a lot. She asked me to try and find her son, which, I tried to do. We got her onto the stretcher. At this point, people are screaming, people are crying. Some people are just standing there in a daze, in pure shock. And just one more thing before I go. I think the really big thing that stood out to me and that we should take away from this terror attack is that everybody came together in Australia. There were people lining up trying to help. They were just saying, please let me help. And that's what has, let me sleep last night, that the world is a good place out there and we shouldn't forget that.